Alright guys, welcome back, and in this video I want to teach you how to use children. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go out and find yourself a child. I'm just kidding, don't do that. I'm talking about React programming children. Alright, so whenever I say children, what I mean is this. Actually, let me delete this one as well. In fact, we might as well clean this whole thing up from our last example. So all we're returning now is a blank heading 2, and instead of 2 properties for these components, I'm only going to use 1. So now this component only has one other property, which is the user. So instead of just making components with a self-closing tag like we have been, we can make them with a more traditional tag system. In other words, a starting tag and an ending tag. So just like regular old HTML, this is no different. Now inside here, we can type whatever we want. So I'll say that for each component, each one has a property of user, which is some person's name, and inside here, this is the children attribute. And I'll just say like a Bucky, this guy is awesome. And let me make another one so you guys can clearly see what's going on. So I'll make another user called Emily, and I'll say she smells like mint. Why? I have no idea. But alright. So we now have 2 components, and they have one property, and that is user, which is essentially their name. Now, even though we don't explicitly pass it in like we have before, it also has another property, which is their children property. So children is anything that's in between the starting and the ending tag. So now if I just make something like a div, so instead of just returning a heading, I'm going to return, let's say, a heading and a paragraph. So I can say like heading 3, and for the heading, I'll just display the name, and you guys remember how to do that from the last tutorial. So this dot props dot user. So that's what we're going to display in each component's heading, and we're also going to display your child in a paragraph. So just like before, so this dot props dot children. So if I refresh this, you guys are going to see what's going on. So for every component, it consists of 2 parts, a heading and a paragraph. So a heading and a paragraph. Now in the heading, we learned this in the last tutorial, we can pass in properties by giving it a name as an attribute and display it however we want. And also, even though we don't explicitly pass it in, or in other words, we don't type the word children, anything in between your starting and your ending tag gets counted as a child. So whenever we display the child as the paragraph, it just counts as this text, and that's why we were able to display these types of components right there. So there you go. That is how you use children. Again, just to specify, I'm talking about in React and not actual kids. So thank you guys for watching. See you next time.